not. Well, he's kind of shit out of luck. He's kind of shit out of luck. He's at a place where there's just not a lot of people, so they don't have the same. I mean, the freeway is huge, just like anywhere else in California, but it's not packed like it is like the 101 or the 5. So he's hauling ass. That's way more dangerous. If you have just a few people on the freeway, you know what I mean? And they're all getting on and changing lanes, and he's hauling ass in between them. He's an idiot.
I'm watching closing arguments, or I was watching closing arguments on the Rittenhour trial. The prosecution is first. Then I guess, well, the first half, I don't know, some of the stuff, I only heard a couple minutes of it, but, I mean, if what he's saying is completely accurate, I can't see that I wasn't there, but sounds like he could have stopped with shooting that one guy the one time. But did you know, it seems like so far, I don't know why this is a race thing, because I don't think any of the people that he shot were black. Like, seriously, I just saw the other guy's name is Rosenbaum, dude. Or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Jewish kid. A Jewish kid. Another...
They were hippies. They were white hippies that
well, they're just...
hit them with a skateboard, right?
Right.
Were they wearing bands? They were white.
Well, that's what... I guess my whole thing is that... How did this... Mexican. How did I let... I mean, that tells you how powerful the media is. That even though there's no black people involved in this trial,
right?
It was a race thing. I mean, this guy's writing articles about how this is going to vindicate white vigilantism. It has nothing to do with white or black.
Yeah.
It's just so fucked that everybody has to make... Oh, well, it is what it is, man. I don't care anymore. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of do, but...
Too much.
Fucking,
you get your attention if you want.
I kind of figure we'll all get what we deserve in the end, so the universe tends to unfold as it should, as the guy in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle says. Yeah. It's one of the most prolific statements ever made in a comedy.
What's that?
That the universe tends to unfold as it should, yeah.
Yeah. Is that Freak Show?
No, that was the guy, remember when they went to jail? And he's like, yeah, they beat me. He was doing that. I mean, he was like selling Bibles or something. I don't know, fucking doing...
Hey.
Like,
and I also have a very large penis.
Yeah, it keeps me pretty happy.
Dude, I love that. Dude, that was an awesome little moment. He goes, "You guys should probably just go."
And then at the end of the movie, he sued the police department for brutality and got fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of millions, or whatever.
Wisconsin has dispatched 500 National Guard troops, and hundreds of nearby police officers will also be available as a precaution to ensure public safety during the conclusion of that trial.
And I'm sure that whole thing can get turned around on me too and be like, no, the media didn't tell you that. You came to that conclusion yourself because you think all rioters are black.
That's not... Well, I remembered it. I mean, I remembered what happened.
And you remember that he shot all that all the people he shot were white.
Yes.
Okay.
I said, look at that. And you went and shot a white kid. You finally got white on white crime.
He shot 3.
3.
Yeah.
Well, he killed 1.
He killed 2.
Oh, he killed 2? I thought he killed 1.
No, he killed 2. The fucking video I just saw was fucking hardcore, dude. The guy had a bullet fucking hole in his fucking head. Because the guy's like, he was on his back and you could tell he was like trying to breathe or whatever, like trying to stay alive. And the dude comes up and he's like, where's the hole? Where's the hole? And the dude points at his head. And then you see the other side of his head and there's a hole there too. And you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
they were trying to put pressure on his on the wound, but like, he was a goner. It's hard to watch somebody die and not want somebody to pay for it, you know? I mean, I don't know. Writing... It was weird. It's weird. They're not demonstrations when people are breaking into, like, that's not a way to demonstrate. I don't think that people should have to die because of it, but I don't know. I don't know,
Well,
but
you know, this country is a mad contradiction
it's a weird
of
deal.
itself. We won't allow people to bare knuckle box, but we will take away. We'll go ahead and let them have, you know, fully automatic weapons that are made for war to walk around with and feel like a fucking big man. But in England, dude, you're not allowed to walk around with a gun, and their police have no problem disarming people when they have to. You know what I mean? And
Isn't
they
assault?
don't need bare knuckle
Isn't
box.
that? Isn't assault in most cases? I guess it would depend on the severity of the assault, but it's usually a misdemeanor, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I've seen video of them take down a guy with a fucking machete, and they didn't use a gun to do it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty not good. But
No, we have fucking new shit now. We don't need guns. There's 5 of you. There's one guy with a fucking machete. One of you tase him, and then the rest of you run up and just whoop his ass and put him in the car. And it was that easy. And it's like, yeah, you didn't need to shoot him at all, even though you knew he was mentally ill and having a freak out, and he could hurt you. So they lit him up with a taser. I'm like, yeah, you don't really need a gun to fucking. If there's 5 of you, and you're intent, and you're trained, and you're also wearing fucking stab vests, and you're badasses. You've been trained. That's all you do is work out and fucking lift weights and think about beating people up. That's what they do. It's like if there's 5 of those guys against you and they have a taser and they tase you, you're going down. You don't need a gun necessarily. And definitely citizens don't need to walk around with fucking fully automatic weapons on this bullshit thing that you're going to need to take over the fucking government. How are you going to do that? They've got way better shit than you do. I mean, it's a nice thought in your head.
unfortunately,
But it isn't reality.
you can print a gun on a 3D printer, dude.
I know.
So
I know.
guns aren't going anywhere.
No, they're not.
Carl just bought a 3D printer, and like the first thing I thought about was, wow, you can print a gun if you wanted.
Damn, Connie.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I actually the first thing I thought of was that
I
I'd probably built a head housing for the printer head, so that you could put extra fans on it.
My dick in it and have it print my dick up for my wife. Be like, hey, here, I got you something.
You could do that, but you'd have to 3D map it first, which you could do with your iPhone, I believe. There's a 3D camera on the iPhone, so you could probably map it on the iPhone.
Guns. Make dicks for your wife. Don't make a gun for you.
No, it's just interesting. It's just the ability to do it is kind of neat. That's all. I mean,
consider that.
And if you want to take it a step further, you could just build shell housing units for drones that would fire one time, and I mean,
Yep.
and they're the capability. Yeah, you don't even have to control it if your target is stationary, and even if it's not, you don't even have to control it because the face recognition software is so good. Once they lock on you, man, that fucking drone's not going to come off you. Forget about it. It's over for you, man.
It's over for you, man.
Oh shit, a drone! That means you're
Wait.
done.
Unless you got a really big net on a stick, then you're good.
Or a stiff wind comes along.
Got it like a tennis racket.
If a stiff wind comes along, you might be okay too, but it'd have to be abrupt. It'd have to be
Get it wet
acute.
with a hose.
Dude, I saw that 2 minute papers that I was recommending you watch on YouTube. One of the experiments that they did with an AI computer was that they set it up playing a Breakout. Remember the game Breakout?
Yeah.
And at first, the AI didn't know what to do with it. He didn't know what to do with the paddle or the ball. But then it figured out that you were supposed to hit the ball with the paddle. And then it figured out that you were supposed to get rid of all the bricks. And then it figured out how to do it really good. And then it was better than any human being could ever be. That fast, like super fast.
Oh yeah.
It figured out how to play the game, and then figured out that you punch a small hole, and you get the ball to go up in the top, and sit back and watch it fucking eat away at the wall. That's how you win breakout. And that it figured it out super quick and did it well. They could take that game and take boxes of it, like the graphic interface, and move them around randomly on the screen. So you'd have like 150 little boxes that would make up the whole screen, and then move those boxes around randomly, and it could still play the game. Yeah, we're in fucking trouble, dude.
That's pretty.
We're in fucking trouble. Not only that, Glenn, while it was scrambled, they could take away 70% of those boxes and leave only 30% of them randomly scattered. Could still play the game.
The original Bone Ranch, Neverland Ranch, was originally in Los Olivos, California. Neverland was owned by Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. Originally built by William Bone. Is set there for so long, and its affiliation with Michael Jackson, and possibly because of the HBO specials and stuff like that, has gone from a property that was worth $100 million. They can't even sell it now for $31 million. None of his fans want to buy it that have that kind of money. I mean, $31 million is a lot of money, but there's a lot of people out there that have, like,
does it come
millionaire money, and it's like, I can't believe nobody from China has it come over.
Does it come with the Ferris wheel and all that shit?
It's all still sitting there if you want to go fuck with it. I mean,
who wouldn't want to fuck with it? I mean, that'd be fun as fuck.
It's decapitating, though. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, but I mean, the Ferris wheel's made of steel and shit. All you need is like some oil and like tighten up some bolts and maybe replace this and that. But
do you really want to have somebody come out and redo Michael Jackson's shit for you? It's like, then you just have Michael Jackson's museum on your hands. But yeah, there's still like all kinds of.
I'd want to keep the Ferris wheel and the train. I'd want to keep the train.
There's all kinds of super killer giant wooden playhouses that are all connected together by little like castle.
I'd probably get rid of that.
That are made out of wood.
I'd probably get rid of that.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You love it.
That might be kind of fun, but I'd probably get rid of. Well, see, he might have molested. He might have molested a kid on the fucking Ferris wheel. Who knows? But you know what? He was never convicted of molesting anybody. So this all hearsay.
I mean, the fact that you could buy like
just
a haunted house. I mean, that place would definitely go down as a haunted house just because it's a decrepit playland.
I saw some dude, some rap star, did a video. He jumped the fence and did a video there, like on his iPhone or something, and became like semi-famous because of it.
Yeah, he showed you everything's still there, like those.
It'd be kind of fun to break into Neverland, but I'm sure there's a security guard there all the time. It'd be kind of cool to. It'd be kind of cool to be like.
Train still works. You used to be able to take a train up to his house.
That's what I said. I'd keep the train, and I think I'd keep the Ferris wheel, and I don't know about the. I'd keep the dream tree or whatever you call that thing, the wish tree.
The wishing tree.
Whatever. I'd keep it.
That's fun. The wishing tree. That's cool, dude.
I don't know. I'm sure it's all 80s, but whatever.
Nah, he
90s?
Passed away in the 2000s.
Yeah, that was probably pretty up to date for 2000, but.
Yeah, remember the Chris Rock thing or not Chris Rock, Chris Tucker in his stand-up when he's like, oh my god, a giraffe walked by. Oh my god, you see this? That's so cool. It's like, I know, that's why I bought them. Fucking giraffes. He goes, oh, be careful, the lion. He's like, wait, there's a lion running around here. He goes, it's okay. He goes, he won't hurt you. He knows you. That lion don't know me. Oh shit, dude! He had all kinds of cool shit on that property.
It's more of a bobcat than a lion, really.
Yeah.
It's a small lion.
Yeah. Just a small African lion. Yeah.
He's very cuddly, but if he starts humping your leg,
just let him finish. Just let him finish.
In the words of Uncle who? What was his name? Uncle something.
So it's already been dropped from murder to reckless homicide, intentional homicide, and attempted intentional homicide after 2 men shot and wounded and a third Dragging out a protest. Oh, okay. So have they come up to a decision yet, or is that going to be later on?
Well, the prosecuting attorneys haven't finished their closing arguments, and after they do, I'm sure that the defense will have a lengthy closing argument, and then after that, the jury will go out. I imagine that they'll be out around. I mean, they're going to come back from lunch at 1, so I imagine they'll be out at about 4, 3, something like that, 3 o'clock, 3:30. And then
just in time for everyone to get off to work. And
it's a possibility they could come out with a verdict today. I don't know. Depends.
Hopefully, it's one that makes everybody happy.
You know, that's another thing that kind of trips me out is like they made a big deal about there only being white jurors on the jury. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they made a big deal about them striking black jurors. They're like, oh, they struck these black jurors because of this and because of that. It wasn't real. Like, ooh.
They just figured they would racially not. They would just send him down the river just because of the race. That they wouldn't use,
Well,
whatever.
I mean, which I might understand if all the people he shot were black. But I don't see how it plays a role when all the people he shot were white. At least 2 out of the 3 were white. I know that for sure because I saw put eyes on them.
Maybe.
Well, the riots kind of started. I'm embarrassed to say it, but they started here. That's where they started. They started in Minneapolis, and then fucking, all of a sudden everybody's in on it. And fucking Kenosha too. Give me a break. It was just let's break into the fucking mall and steal shit. It wasn't about human rights or police violence or. Yeah. That's not the way you get.
Let's go
get shit done. Yeah. Let's go get some free shit. Let's go crazy, man.
That's right. It only took one brick to make that window drop.
It is what it is, man. Whatever. But riots are lame. And if you get hurt in a riot, god dang it. They're dangerous places to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
you went down with the intent to riot.
But I'm sure a lot of people would argue that it was a protest, not a riot. Yeah.
That's the same thing. We'll see. That's the same thing that they try to slap in reverse on Abby Hoffman. That he went down there to incite a riot. He's like, no, I went down there to protest. You went down there to incite a riot. That's why you were there. And I'm seeing something that's just amazing here.
I mean, I don't know, but if somebody's attacking my property,
yeah, you should have the right to defend your property.
Yeah, I don't know, but they don't think so because property's insured and property can be replaced. But so should some? I don't know, man.
Property isn't insured properly. Yeah, but property insurance doesn't cover acts of riot.
Maybe, right? They probably try to get out of that somehow. Did you incite them?
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. So the Korean street food thing is they have a special press called the UFO Maker. And they make a UFO burger by taking and they put like a burger with like bulgogi meat. They make like
Oh, I was going to mention that there's not the statue, not the bust of George Floyd, but the statue of the fist that was down at the George Floyd Square, as they're calling it now, was destroyed. Some car ran into it and completely blew it up. And people don't know what happened or like if it was just somebody that was kind of sick of the way the whole square got taken over. But
it could be.
I don't know. Who knows?
They had.
I hope not.
They caught a guy down in Florida where that shooting happened in front of that club. They have a whole the crosswalk is rainbow, and and some guy with a Trump flag in the back of his fucking bro truck burning out. Fuck your fucking rainbow! Burning out on their fucking leaving tread marks in the rear. They caught his ass though. It's like, yeah, you're kind of destroying public property and disturbing the peace. He probably had to pay like a $50 fine. Something like that. But
Right.
still, yeah, people are going to protest everything. That you can't. That's what I'm talking about. Is the country is too torn apart. We shouldn't.
Pretty divided.
Yeah,
Pretty divided.
gigantic civil war for no reason, other than to make us weak.
And what's weird is that, like, if there is like a collective consciousness, if there's like a such a thing, it must be a very confusing place to be right now.
Yeah. It must be a very confusing place. Yeah.
Because, like, what's real? Like, I guess the collective consciousness would work it out, right?
Oh dear.
There's no right and wrong in a collective consciousness. There's just a vibe.
Right.
But the vibe's got to be pretty close to flatlining at this point.
Are we on right now? Are we live?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, let me check.
I'm gonna take a bong hit then. Cheers to that.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we? Yeah, you're talking. You're not watching?
I was looking at stuff.
Oh, well, just maybe just keep it. Well, it might bog down your speed or whatever.
But we'll keep a Brockmeyer here.
So what else is going on? My house is getting hella clean. I've been fucking going pretty balls out on getting things done around. Well, not balls out, but I'm getting things done. Like I got the garage sort of put together, and then I got a lot of stuff out of the closets that got put into the garage, and then I got stuff that doesn't belong in the closets downstairs that I can now put in the closets upstairs or in the garage. And so I'm just making room and uncluttering tables. Sometimes I'll look at a table and I'll go, there is shit from every room of the house on this table or in a bowl. Like I have ceramic bowls that have like 10 different things in them. Half of them belong in my toolbox downstairs. Some of them belong in the junk drawer upstairs.
Unclutter.
It's like, so I'm trying your dad's look. And your dad's look is very much like your dad and Ann would have really got along. Because Ann was fucking freaky clean. Freaky clean. Like, I could drop lunch meat on the floor in the bathroom. I'm not even joking, dude. And I could, I don't know, dude, but I'm just telling you that you could drop lunch meat on the floor in the bathroom and pick it up, and there's not going to be anything else. There won't be a fucking hair on it. There won't be maybe a particle of fucking dust. But there's not going to be anything. I'm just telling you, her fucking. She was anally clean. Anally clean. And she threw shit away constantly, and that's how she stayed clean.
Fried chicken off the toilet, like while you're taking a dump and eating fried chicken, and it would be fine.
She stayed clean by throwing shit away constantly.
Yeah.
If she bought a new one, the old one was gone. There just was no room for it. And we were not having backups for backups or any, Yeah. She was not of that philosophy. So, if you have more than one fucking crock pot, make a decision and donate one.
We have like a little tiny one that we don't use anywhere that my mom used to use, like
for like cheese dips and shit.
Yeah. Well, she would use it to take it to the booth or to the bar or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have I have
bad example, I guess.
It barely works, and I don't know why we still keep it. It's just something from the '70s that I dig. It's a mixer. It came in its own box that you walked up and you pushed a button and the mixer came off and you opened this little drawer on the side and there's your beaters and you pop it in, and it was a Sears mixer. It has a short kind of in the cord and it has to be a certain way, but other than that it works better than any of the new mixers do.
Cool.
Way higher speeds and a better low speed that grinds.
Mm-hmm.
Like the low speed, you could like make it chop up stuff, and but we don't use it anymore. It just sits there because it has that little short in the cord.
Well, I have what do they call it? The Vitamix, the Vita Master. What's it called? The high end blender thing.
Oh, Steve Bannon is taken into custody, dude. He's
Oh,
about to
really?
do 54 days in jail.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Why
That could
even,
be,
why
that
even
could be
fucking
54
bother?
days too long. If he was in general pop, it'd be 54 days too long for his ass. Guaranteed. He wouldn't last 5 seconds. Unless he's under unless he is truly like a Nazi, he might be protected a little bit.
Who knows?
Who knows? He'd still be getting raped by them.
One would assume if there was a
They'd still
third,
be fucked.
one would assume if there was a First Reich, and then they got defeated, and then there was a Second Reich, and then they got defeated, and then there was a Third Reich, and then they were defeated. Judging from history, if there were three Reichs, there's bound to be a fourth, right? I
They
mean,
just don't give up, apparently.
yeah.
They don't
I was like, well,
Y'all need to learn.
you
Y'all need to learn. You can't win.
need some learning, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what were the First and Second Reichs? What are those all about? I gotta do some studying. I need to take some history classes.
Where's my guitar? Diddle there, there, diddle there, there. Why we gotta left it downstairs? Shit. Yeah, well.
Why did the First and Second Reichs have to do with Alabama or something? Or
No, I just felt like playing something very twangy at that time.
because the fellow's interested in what the First and Second Reichs are? Okay.
No. I was gonna sing a song about the Third Reich, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't matter. I don't have my guitar with me. I'd have to go downstairs and get it.
I would assume that they're all like German, right? And they're all like Aryan based, maybe? Are they all like Aryan based Reichs? I don't know. What's a fucking Reich, anyways? Like, is that like an alliance or
Let's see.
a group?
Google Translate.
What does Reich mean?
I'm going to see if Google can translate it. For me.
Reich. It sounds like strike or hit or something like that.
Rico.
Oh, RICO, an organization or
Yeah. Rico. The Rico Act. Right.
there you go, Reich, RICO.
Right. Rico.
Makes sense, I guess.
Riken.
Like a criminal organization.
Zone of sufficient. Riken means zone of sufficient.
Self-sufficient?
Zono.
Zono-sufficient?
Sono.
Sonobello. Sono. Sonar. Sono.
Gamma. Right. Is Rico. The Rico Act. That comes to mind.
Yeah, that does come to mind.
Organization. Rico does mean organization, right?
Must.
Translation for Rico?
Hey, if any of our 3 or 4 viewers know what Reich means and what the First and Second Reichs were all about and who they were defeated by, drop the info in the comments.
Rico definition. Passed in 1970, the racketeer influence. That was a Rico Act. Is an anagram for something. It doesn't mean the same thing. Racketeering, influencing, and corrupt organization. It's an anagram for it. Rico in Italian means plural or masculine. That sounds right.
That sounds right.
The Reich, the fatherland, yeah, masculine, yeah, that sounds right. Sounds very penisy. It's very penisy involved.
I wonder if like the Reichs were like I wonder like Alexander the Great or something like that, maybe Caesar, maybe I don't know who could have been involved in this. First and second. What were the first and second? Was there Was there a first Reich and a second Reich, or did they just jump to the third? Maybe it's like Star Wars. Maybe it's like Star Wars. They just did it out of order.
I don't want to ask that question. Next AI will be sending me fucking. Hey, do you want to join Fatherland app? No, thank you, no, fuck off.
Oh, I absolutely want those ads because that means that they don't know who I am, and so I like them not knowing exactly who I am. I like them.
The AI.
I like AI thinking. I want them to feed me right-wing shit because I want to know what they're fucking saying and what they're thinking.
Good point.
Just why I want to look. I want to know what the far right or the far left is thinking and saying. You know. Unfortunately, I rely way too much on the media to tell me what they both are thinking and saying.
Are you a bisexual Maha Risi dog-loving transvestite?
Not today. Today I just identify as Bob.
Are you a single white Jewish divorced male who likes boating?
Yeah, like I said, I'm Bob. So I think they're at lunch now. Oh yeah, they're at lunch. Everybody's at lunch.
Right where Hitler made his third, but you might see reference to a fourth. The First Reich, the Holy Roman Empire. 800.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that Alexander the Great, right?
Right.
Was that Alexander the Great or Caesar?
Let's see. The Holy Roman Empire. First Reich. It was a multi-ethnic complex of territories in Western and Central Europe that developed during the early Middle Ages and continued until its dissolution in 1806 during Napoleonic Wars. The largest territory of the empire after 962 was the Kingdom of Germany, though it also came to include blah, 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 and it goes on and on.
Okay.
But, yeah,
okay, so the Holy Roman Empire, otherwise known as Catholics, correct?
Yeah, reign of Frederick Barbarossa. 12th century reign of Frederick Barbarossa.
Barbarossa. That's maybe where Barbaric came from, huh?
Frederick Barbarossa.
Okay, so what about this? The second one was what?
The Empire was... The Empire reigned to 11... I can read the rest of it.
Holy Roman.
That's the first one. The Second Reich... Dissolution of the Holy Roman Empire. Remember, we said after the Napoleonic Wars, so the German nationalists led to 1871 to 1918 with the Prussian aristocrat Otto von Bismarck.
Okay.
And Marshal Helmuth John Moltke. Marshal Helmuth J. von Moltke, 1907 to 1945. Between 1862 to 1871, the Great Prussian political used a combination of Prussian strategies, skills, and warfare to create the German Empire dominated by Prussia. So he's talking about so literally Hitler, when he refers to the Second Reich, he's talking about the people that he used to fight for in World War I.
Oh, okay. 1918.
That would be the Kaiser. The Kaiser Reich is what it was called. The Kaiser Reich, so there were a bunch of Kaisers that were handed down between 1871 and 1918. And the last one was Otto von Bismarck.
And the Kaiser is like a ruler or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
like an emperor?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very interesting, very informative. We're learning shit here on fucking Taste Buds. But I'm not tasting any buds right now.
Oh, I've been tasting.
I know.
I don't let me talk about it.
I shot a bullet to the head over here.
I just want to real quick. Just
and
say,
by the way, in Europe they call what we roll a bullet because it's 100% cannabis, and in Europe they put about half tobacco in. So
Black cherry
when
blossom.
I said that, I meant I smoked a whole joint. Black cherry blossom sounds good.
That one's nice, and it's the lineage is Dosi Do and Sherbmint. That's why I got it, because I like those.
Those are both fucking fantastic
This
strains.
one, Z-Swan,
Oh,
Guava berry from Fiore.
guava.
The reason I
Yeah,
got
that's
it
an
is
interesting flavor, guava.
so
Papayas.
we had an interesting thing about where you should never THC hunt because there's lots of them out there that
Exactly.
say
I agree.
35% THC, but
Yeah.
in California, the THC is the misnomer here. In Colorado, they do it properly, and they don't call it that. They call it total cannabinoid,
Mhm.
and that's what it really is. It's like everything that you could possibly squeeze out of that plant oil wise is the total cannabinoid.
I suppose the more information that you have on a strain, the better off you are, but you got to know what to pay attention to and what kind of the not.
Well, my point would be that if you have a 32% total THC out of 38 total cannabinoids, right? Even out of the 32 THC, you still have to have a high THCA in order to feel it, and that's what you're looking to feel. Because if you're not getting THCA, that is what gets you high. And this stuff right here is only 25, but the amazing fucking.
I'm probably a lightweight,
dude. 25 THC, 6% CBD.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's a puncher. That's why I say this one's almost done.
I'm probably a lightweight because I can't remember smoking anything that looked good and smelled good and then going, that shit didn't get me high.
No.
so if it looks good and it smells good, I'm just gonna kind of approach cannabis these days with the preconceived knowledge that I'm probably gonna get just as high on that A as I'm gonna get on B.
It would be a good tip for you for here,
especially if it looks frosty.
There's certain companies that are down in the $30, and when you're down in the $30 area, you can get bud that looks decent, it smells decent, doesn't punch you in the face with the smell, and then you smoke it and you get high, but it only lasts for a couple hours, and you're like, wow, that really dropped me off in sober land after like an hour or so. There's no legs at all. But that's because it's like maybe outdoor grown or whatever.
Sounds like a good idea, actually.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. For some people, that's the business trip, and they like it like that.
You can smoke a joint at the beginning of lunch and be sober when you get back.
Yeah, but when you come from a culture of people that are mostly dabbing, you know what I mean? Nobody really wants that. So there are a few companies that are $30 eighths that, like I said, at Planet 13, they had Caliva for $32 an eighth. They're all gone except for one, and it's probably gone by now. But they had like 4 flavors, and it went to one like that because people are like, oh, Caliva, yeah, that's a good one for $32.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Maven for 40 something bucks is good, especially their top line.
Now, is this all Planet 13 you're talking about?
Yeah, Planet 13.
Actually, I just saw Cheech and Chong did a spot for Planet 13.
Yeah, they were there and they dropped off their weed too.
Who else? I think Mike Tyson might have done one there. I mean, it looks like one of the big spots. They're not. I guess they're not on the Strip, but Randy said that there is a dispensary that is right on the Strip now. Right on the Strip.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it is Planet 13 though.
No, he said it wasn't, but I trust.
No, wait, Planet 13
I would trust him.
Right off the Strip though.
Yeah.
It's right next to the Stratosphere. So if you go stay at the Stratosphere,
right.
Planet 13 is right down. At the
I would trust Randy when it comes to Vegas. He's there like.
Oh yeah, he lives there.
He doesn't live there. He lives here.
Well, Alex lives there, and he said there's a train that goes. A little like tram that goes up and down the Strip, and you can get on it, and it takes you to the weed shop.
Well, I was explaining your situation a little bit late to, because I don't know how we got into hotel room prices.
Yeah.
And he said no. He said I get you a way better deal than that. He's like, but if Glenn needed a place to stay in Vegas, he should have just called me. He could stay at my place. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't either, or I would have said something. Because the last night he stays with his girl, but now, see, I don't know if he went and got married again or if they're just like unofficially married or like I don't know, but it sounds like they're pretty serious. He goes out there like like I said, all the freaking time. So
well, the Raiders lost again, and they're on their way back to being the Raiders. So
and she's a corrections officer, so she makes good money.
oh yeah, I bet.
So
Well, I wouldn't want to be in somebody's house and have somebody else come home or somebody else come over to the house and be like, "Hey, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, Randy told me I could stay here."
well, I'm sure he would let her know before
Oh yeah,
she walked in the door, but anyways, it's in the past now. So
yeah, it's in the past now. But I tell him when I see him or talk to him next on Facebook, I'll tell him thank you for the generous offer because that's ridiculous, dude. That was goddamn ridiculous. $1,000 for the really nice place.
well,
$290 for fucking Motel 6.
hmm.
Motel 6 should never be more than $40 because that place is disgusting.
He said he stayed at the Carson Tower at the Golden Nugget last Friday for $60.
Wow. Last week?
Yeah, last Friday, I guess.
Yeah.
Not last Friday, the Friday before. I'm sorry, because he came home Saturday. We went and picked him up at the airport.
Yeah, the weekend before Halloween, it was nuts.
But he said that if there was an EDM or something like that going on, he said, that's just kind of bad timing, unfortunately, for whoever Alex invited, because then they've got to pay unless they had it planned for a really long time and you could have got in before the rates went up. I don't know.
No, we were told a month before.
Yeah,
and
that
I
sucks.
looked at it a month before. Yeah.
So, dude, do you know?
But I have money to buy them.
You know, there's gonna be an EDM festival that fucking weekend, dude. Like, there's no rooms available.
Well, dude, it was already. When he told us month, I started looking for rooms, and they were maybe $10 cheaper.
Well, it's because I'm sure the thing was already scheduled, but
yeah, people already had their tickets to it.
right.
Yeah.
But like a standard, I guess what he was getting, his point was that on a standard weekend, you can get a room for around $100.
Yeah, it depends on who's going to be beating the shit out of the Raiders or losing to the Raiders. That's going to make Raiders fans want to be there, and then because I know Las Vegas people in Las Vegas that like the Raiders now because that's their team now, but the majority of Raiders fans are from LA. They're going to drive 4 hours in. They're not going to drive back home. They're going to get a room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Fuck that shit. That's 4 hours, and then.
Matter of fact, I might be like, you know what? Fuck that organization for leaving this state.
Exactly.
Like,
Fucking Raiders.
Fuck the North Stars for fucking leaving. The North Stars in Texas. Give me a fucking break.
That's funny.
Fuck the North Stars.
The Lakers moved to Los Angeles where there aren't any
Or the Stars. Right?
We got one lake. We made it when we got here.
Actually, I believe the Lakers are named after the boats that sail the Great Lakes. Those are called Lakers. Like cargo ships, they're called Lakers.
Yeah, but we don't have Great Lakes here.
Yeah, I know.
That's funny. The Lakers went to Los Angeles.
I think that's how where that name came from. I don't know for a fact.
They didn't change the name. We're still the Texas North Stars.
Well, they're the Stars now.
The Stars.
Which oddly fits Texas pretty well because of their flag and shit.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, I told Carl that's got to be on your list is I guess being that close to having absolutely no light pollution and being that close to the border is one of the best places to look at stars is in Texas.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, this place, Big Bend.
You're not going to see any northern lights there.
No, but you don't want to see any lights. You want to be able to see the Milky Way, like with your naked eye, would be cool.
I can see that any old night. To see the northern lights is special. All you got to do is get away from the light to see the stars.
Yeah, but just be able to like look into to really pull out a telescope and be able to like see other galaxies and shit would be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Those pictures, though, all are black and white. I don't think you're really seeing color from that far away.
Oh, I want to give a shout out real quick before we go off because we've been on for 45. But before we go off, hey, I want to give a shout out to a new cannabis company
Shouting.
that I thought was epic. Space Coyote. Their mission. They said one night we were out in I think Hesperia or one of the places out in our desert, and I remember doing this myself.
Sounds like a
They were on
Simpson thing.
mushroom tea, but I remember going out and dropping
is
LSD
the
with some
Simpsons.
friends when you have a meteor shower, and it just looks like stars just pouring across the sky
Mm-hmm.
out in the desert. Yeah, and they said our mission was to make every night as cool as that one night, and they have this
Awesome.
really awesome flavors of cannabis that they have out, and it's only $38 an eighth.
This is reminding me of the Simpsons episode. Oh, remember that Simpsons episode where he ate the chili pepper? But did you know that the Freak Brothers have a new cartoon
yeah, is it like,
with lots of
yeah? I watched it.
Did you? Was it good?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about.
So they
it,
had some
but
pretty good writers on it. The writer from Futurama and King of the Hill. So the King of the Hill was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be worth watching.
I haven't seen all of it. I've only seen like the clips of it.
Oh.
You can watch it on YouTube, right?
I forget Truby or something. Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah, that's it. Yep. You got Tubi?
Yeah, everybody's got Tubi.
All right,
That
well,
comes standard on most smart TVs.
yep. So you can watch it for free on Tubi. I think you just
Cool.
need to.
I'll go back into it. I just saw a couple clips of it. It was like dated stoner humor, but I'm like, yeah. I mean, I would have.
Well, then you must have been watching the part before they got catapulted into the future.
Yeah, no,
50 years.
I saw that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in the future, but they are dated.
Like,
people.
those glowy things that they're holding seem to be sucking their souls.
True.
It's true.
It's true.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, stay away from your glowy thing.
All right, I'll stay away from my glowy thing. I don't want to.
Unless it's for porn. All right.
Later, man.
Bye.